Faith in the age of AI. Can purpose be programmed? What happens when faith meets technology? Everybody's talking about AI, but nobody's talking about its soul. The topic on the table today is, can purpose be programmed? Guys, what happens when faith meets technology? Everybody's talking about AI, but nobody's talking about its soul. The topic on the table is, can purpose be programmed? Can purpose be programmed? The other night, I thought I was just creating thumbnails and captions, but I ended up in therapy with a robot. It taught me about patience, purpose, and the danger of letting technology lead us instead of us leading it. So by the end of this episode, you'll know how to keep your faith, your authenticity, and your purpose intact, even in a digital age. Faith in the age of AI. Can purpose be programmed? So, listen, just like I said the other day, I thought I was just creating thumbnails. I'm on ChatGPT. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning, but somehow my workflow started to hit at like 1 o'clock in the morning. About 2 o'clock comes in, and I just realized that you can create images and thumbnails through ChatGPT. But I ended up arguing with AI. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Every single time I gave it a prompt, it got something wrong. If the image was on point, then the words were out of dimension. If the words were in dimension, the image was out of whack. I got frustrated. But it wasn't ChatGPT that was toxic. It was my impatience. After all, it's a machine. It's doing everything you're telling it to do. So how clear were my instructions? That's the same way we treat God sometimes. We pray, but we don't wait on instruction. We keep switching tabs instead of trusting His plan. Just like I was the other night. Essentially, I was on the free paid version, don't judge me. I ended up getting the paid version now, so, hey, don't judge me. But I was on the free version. So on the free version, if you don't know, that once you enter a prompt and to create an image, if you upload an image, you only get so many images. And I think I was at the max of the images. And so it's like, instead of waiting, the images take way longer to produce than when you put a text prompt in there. If I just say, hey, what's a good schedule to release my shorts on Table Topic, it'll answer really quick. But if I say, hey, give me a thumbnail for Tuesday's episode, my toxic relationship with ChatGPT, then it'll take a long time. So during the course of that time, instead of me waiting, maybe it was a minute, 2 minutes, sometimes 3-4 minutes. Instead of me waiting and staring at a screen while ChatGPT produced the thumbnail and produced the image, I would just go to another tab and work on the other tab until, when I say go to another tab, I will work on another subject. So I will work on something for one of my other outlets. And so I would just hit another angle, so I didn't have to sit there and wait, because you can't type any other prompts until that image is finished. We treat God the same way. Sometimes we pray, but we don't sit and wait on His instructions. We just keep switching tabs. Sometimes the delay isn't dysfunction, it's development. So what ChatGPT was teaching me is that I'm going to do exactly what you say. So find a better way to say it. And that's what I'm saying to you guys. When you pray prayers, pray them specifically. Pray them specifically as you can. Pray as specific as you can. And then sit. Wait for a minute. Be patient. Allow God to speak to you, because God speaks in different ways. But ask yourself, am I using AI as a tool or as a replacement for purpose? Am I using AI as a tool or a replacement for purposes? Genesis 1:28 says, be fruitful and have dominion. God gave us tools, but also accountability. Stewardship doesn't end when the tech gets smarter. AI is powerful, yes, but it's not purposeful until the person behind it gives it the direction. When I talk about AI is a tool and not a replacement for purpose, AI doesn't understand the dreams and the visions that you have until you communicate it. AI is not something that you sit and you let AI tell you the direction without you first giving it instructions. In the same way God gave us instructions, be fruitful and have dominion, we are to create. We are the author of creation of whatever ChatGPT produces based on our instruction. And that's one of the reasons and one of the ways you keep your faith and your purpose intertwined into the machine of AI. So don't make the mistake of just listening to a bunch of people about AI. And I know there's a lot of good information. I'm not saying that there's not a lot of good information out there about AI, because there's absolutely a lot of good information, a lot of incredible information. A lot of people who have been able to be successful and make money and create things and make life much easier, make tasks, cut down the time it takes to complete these tasks. I don't question it. What I'm saying is filter everything that you consume through your purpose. Is this in line with my purpose? Is this in line with my dream? Is this in line with my goal? Is this in line with my character? Is this in line with my beliefs? Ultimately, the things that you consume become the things that you produce. Whether that be thoughts, whether that be opinions, whether that be mentalities, no matter the situation, have dominion over the system of AI. The same way God has dominion over the earth, over us, and he gave that same dominion to us over any tool that will be created. Not just AI, but any tool that has been created since the beginning of time to every tool that will be created after AI, we have dominion. So filter all of your AI through your purpose. You give AI the purpose. You are the one giving AI the purpose and the direction. So just because something is efficient doesn't mean it's effective for your soul. AI should enhance your process, not replace your presence. Every time you sit for hours refining your work, that's not perfectionism, that's stewardship. Faith-based creativity isn't about getting it right fast. It's about remaining faithful while you build slow. Guys, this goes into what I just said as it relates to filtering through purpose. Because AI can give you quick answers. AI can give you fast answers. AI can give you quotes. Let me give you a specific example. For instance, I could go into ChatGPT right now and I could say, give me 10 quotes. It'll give me 10 quotes. Or it'll ask me to give more instruction. It's efficient in that it will produce 10 quotes. But its effectiveness for the people who are going to receive it, you have to come from a place of sincerity. You have to come from a place of purpose. It has to come, in order to touch a soul, to reach a soul, it has to come from the soul. I have the duty to be the presence, be the soul of the AI, so that when you prompt it, then you put the purpose, you put the presence, you put the soul, you put the spirit, you put the unction in the machine. Therefore, the machine is not only translated and being efficient, you have in turn put a little bit of yourself into that prompt, so when it communicates, it feels more personable. It feels like you're present with the person when they're reading it. So just because something is efficient, it does not mean it has to replace presence. presence of mind, presence of thought, presence of essence, presence of consideration, presence of empathy, presence of determination, presence of a real story. A real story, guys. This is our duty. This is our duty. And let me break down to you. Let me guys give you a quick story about what I mean when I say if it doesn't come from the soul, you won't have soul in it. Guys, when I was using those AI prompts and I uploaded my image for some of my thumbnails, I uploaded my image into ChatGPT, but I uploaded my image without instructions. When I uploaded my image, it spit out another image. It kind of looked like me, but it really didn't look like me. And I joked and said, oh my goodness, this is a soulless version of me. I stared into the eyes of the image created. It was not like staring into my eyes as a person. Guys, so AI will never be able to replace the entire experience of a human being. But it can be used as a tool. It can be used as a tool, but we have to do our due diligence and claim the dominion by knowing exactly what our purpose is, knowing what we want to communicate, knowing who we want to communicate it to, and having the confidence to know that this is a vision that you have, this is a life, a seed that you're planting, and you're stewarding it well by utilizing the tools available to us in the form of AI. That's how you keep authenticity, especially for our faith-based creators. That's how you keep authenticity. And speaking of our authenticity as faith-based creators, don't lose your fingerprint trying to sound optimized. This is another thing that I had to struggle with, that I overcame, is don't lose your fingerprint trying to sound optimized. Let AI handle the system, but you handle the spirit. When people feel your conviction, they connect to your content. Authenticity still is the most viral algorithm there is. What do I mean? What do I mean? Guys, with AI, there are many statistics. There's a lot of data. There's a lot of raw data that is in the database of AI. Guys, let me explain something to you really quick. You have data, you have information, and then you have knowledge. Data is just a raw list or a raw table of numbers or a raw page of names or facts. Data is literally a bunch of facts. Information in formation. Information is how someone has decided to arrange those facts, right? And knowledge is ultimately the application thereof. So someone can have the wrong information. Someone has wrongly put the data in formation. So what I'm telling you is, as a faith-based creator, ChatGPT is data. ChatGPT is data. It's data. It's just, think of it like a field. Just like a field has grass, the field is grass. That's just vast openness with so much potential. Now, information, think of that field being fenced in. Think of that field being fenced in with animals on it. Information is what you decide to do with the data. So ChatGPT is data. And what you tell it, what you prompt it to do, how you approach it, that's what's going to change it to information. ChatGPT is only going to give you the information that you prompt it to do. And so knowledge comes after the prompt. What happens is people forget that and they don't understand that. And that's not what I want you to do. The only reason that I'm breaking that down to you guys at that very basic level is because I want you to understand that all of the information that we get is skewed or is affected by the opinion of the people or the group that created it. So there's always an opinion in information if you can really get the skill of reading into it. There's always an opinion or a bias or an agenda or a motive in information. If there wasn't, it would be raw data. Guys, understand the difference. Raw data is just literally raw data. Information is what is trying to be conveyed. So, with that powerful information that I just gave you guys, with that, what I'm telling you is don't get caught up in the numbers, because you can say, hey, I want to be able to form my business and I want 10 titles for my business, 10 names for my business that will be great SEO optimization. I want the best optimized title. So instead of you putting at the forefront the purpose and the story behind the title, the blood, sweat, and tears behind the title, the life behind the title, putting you in the title based on what's on the inside, you're trying to optimize it based on the data. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Like, you're trying to go viral based on how other people went viral, but many of those people who went viral based on being themselves. You're trying to start a business, and I know all of you are not like this, but I'm speaking to that version of us who wants to get it right the first time so bad that we're looking at the success of others without looking at what went into it that can't be quantified. The pain, the hurt, the belief, the faith, the story, the setbacks, the ambition, the unction, the drive, the anger, the tears, the joy. All of those intangible things that gives your story essence, gives your business substance, gives your movement and your purpose actual value. Not only in this material world, but in the emotional world, in the mental world, in the spiritual world. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say let AI handle the system, but you handle the spirit. Authenticity is still the most viral algorithm there is. That is one of the biggest takeaways of today's podcast. That is one of the biggest takeaways of today's podcast. You have something that AI doesn't have. AI has something that you don't have. But here's the difference. You're in control. So all we are trying to do, all I'm doing today, all you're trying to do is convey a message. No matter what avenue you choose, you're trying to convey a message. You're trying to get your word out there. You're trying to get your business out there. You're trying to get your podcast out there. You're trying to get your courses out there. Whatever it is, you're trying to get your message out there. You're in control. So don't get caught up in trying to become a computer when you have the computer. Keep your essence. Don't always go with the data. Let me tell you the difference. Quick story. When I was coming out of high school, when I was coming out of middle school, people said, hey, you were real good in Pop Warner and Little League sports. But you know, chances are, when you get to middle school, other guys are going to be fast. Other guys are going to be quick. Other guys are going to be able to run the ball. Other guys are going to be able to throw the ball. You might not make it in middle school. I made it in middle school. One of the best people. And guys, I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this for a purpose. Stay with me. Humbly speaking. So I got to the next level of middle school, and they say the same thing. Hey, we got one high school, we got these few middle schools, and everybody wants to play your position. There are other guys at other schools that are fast, strong, they can throw the ball, they can run the ball, they can catch the ball. You might not be able to make it at that next level. It's harder, it's tougher. Guys, I got to high school, I started. And by this time, I would start to wonder, why do people tell me that? Why are so many people telling me that it's going to be harder, and they're giving me statistics and numbers? You know what I mean? So I started to wonder, like I never thought like that. I'm just playing the game. I love the game, and I'm going to play it for as long as I can play it for. I'm going to give my all every play. I'm going to work out. I'm going to do what I can do, because I'm doing this for a bigger reason than to score points. I'm trying to be the first person in my family to graduate college and go to college. I'm trying to be the first person to get a scholarship. I'm trying to be the first person to make it out of our situation. That's my motivation. I don't care about the facts. I'm not going to stop because of the facts. But other people were caught up into that. So again, I'm in high school. I'm playing quarterback. I'm Friday night light town. Period. Point blank. People are saying the same thing. That. So I looked it up. Okay, what are the odds of playing Division I football? It's like 5 to 7%, guys. Only 5 to 7% of football players, high school football players, will make a Division I roster. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. That's all I said. That's interesting. But I understood why so many people are like, hey, most people don't make it. Hey, they had the numbers. I had the purpose. They had the probability. I had the ability. They focus on what may go wrong. I focused on what can I get right. They focused on who all they known who hadn't made it. I focused on being the person that was known to make it. And so, same thing. Guys, I'm not lying to you. I am not lying to you. Same thing. Play high school. They tell you, hey, most guys don't make it to college. And if they do, they don't start, and it's hard. Guys, by the grace of God, I got this scholarship. I played college ball. You know what I mean? And I'll save the rest of the story for another day. But I will say this. Numbers and probability are true. True information. Right? But they don't dictate who's on what end of the number. So if people are telling you that most people aren't successful in business, but some are, the numbers may show that, but the numbers don't dictate if you're in that some are category. I was in that some are category. A lot of you guys listening are in that some are category. Y'all are in that some will category. Y'all are in that probability still has, out of 100 people, 6 people still will get their chance. I'm not going to count myself out. And the numbers don't dictate if I'm in the 94 or if I'm in the 6. A lot of you guys are listening to this. I'm telling you this to understand that when we in the age of AI, you can't tell AI to believe in you. You have to believe in you. And then you have to transfer that belief into how you communicate to AI. And that's putting the soul in the machine. See what I'm saying? That's what we don't lose. That's what we bring to the table. That's who we are as people of faith. Blessed are those who do not see yet still believe. So if our entire faith system is based on believing in something that we didn't get to see, we didn't get to witness, then how can we let numbers dictate how we communicate? How can we do that? How can we do that? That's an injustice to the faith. That's an injustice to yourself. That's an injustice to your future. If you let numbers override the desire, the unction that you have, that deep down feeling that you can't stop thinking about, that deep down goal that you hold so dear to your heart, that why, that WHY that drives you, those people who are linked to you being successful, those people who are linked to you believing in yourself, if you let numbers override you giving your max effort to manifest that in this world, guys, you're missing the point. You're missing the point. But we don't do that here. That's why I'm here to tell you. That's why I'm here to tell you. That's why we're having this podcast today, because I want to let you know this is something that is going viral. This is something that's powerful. But guess what? You have dominion over it. But what you lead with is up to you. So don't become a machine trying to control a machine. Be who you are and allow that machine to become the manifestation of what you see in here and what you know to be true in here. See what I'm saying? So you already know what time it is. Let's flip the table. Let's flip the table. This is a table flipping moment right here. You know what I mean? We're going to break the illusion. We're going to break the illusion. AI isn't the threat to purpose. Apathy is. AI isn't the threat to purpose. Apathy is. It's not the algorithm that dulls your calling. It's your attitude when you stop creating with conviction. Guys, don't let automation replace your anointing. Don't let automation replace your anointing. This is the essence that I'm speaking of. This is that thing, that life, that soul, that spirit. All of your experiences. You can look at a flower as you feel the breeze and you see the grass and the trees wavering in the distance. As the sun is glaring the light down into your eyes, you have this in your peripheral as you look at a flower and you get an essence of its beauty. And then it makes you think about life, and it makes you think about family, and it makes you think about beauty. And you have that experience. And then you think about something else that you want to do, and you want to give people that experience. Guys, that can't be duplicated. That can't be manufactured. That's real life. That is life experience. Chills on the arm can only be transferred. It can't be duplicated by a machine. But everybody has had that feeling. And what I'm saying is, the only way you lose that feeling is if you go throughout life and we look at all of the things that we could focus on to numb us. Numb us. That's like if I would have just said, you know what, all these people telling me I ain't gonna make it at the next level, all these people telling me I can't make it at the next level, I'm just gonna not care. I'm just gonna not care. I don't even care no more. See what I'm saying? That's a threat to my purpose. That's a threat to my purpose. You know, apathy. Getting to a point where you're numb to experiencing the world. Get to the point where you're numb to getting a deeper connection with purpose, your intent, the reason you were created, the dreams that you have, the visions that you have. the people who you want to be able to take care of, the people who you want to be able to inspire. All of those things are a threat to purpose, bigger than AI ever could be. So let's not blame AI for us getting numb to our purpose. Us stopping to care on a human level because of everything going on in the world. Let's not blame AI for that. Let's not blame AI for that. AI is a tool that's used. And the reason I'm telling you this is that these tools can be used for good or for bad. So let's go to our next segment. Under the table truth. You know what I mean? We done flipped the table. Now it's time to look under the table. And this is what I was just saying, guys. Even artificial intelligence needs real intention behind it. Technology reflects the heart of its user. If we bring faith, patience, and vision, that's what gets multiplied. The tool only echoes the one holding it. The tool only echoes the one holding it. If faith leads your hand, AI can't steal your purpose. Simple as that. Simple as that. Simple as that, guys. That's the hidden truth. That's the hidden truth. The only way that we can, and this is my opinion, my very strong conviction, the only way that we can lose to AI is to lose what makes us human. Because human beings will forever and ever desire human connection. What does the best AI do? Imitate life the best. Same thing with art. The best art imitates life the best. So it's like, if the best AI can sound like a human, or the best AI can look like a human, or the best AI can think like a human, how can we say that that which was created is better or bigger than that who created it? Because you don't get the creation without the creator. So let's not imitate machines. Let's still be ourselves and let the machine be another way to express ourselves. You know what I mean? So with that being said, guys, in this episode, challenge how you think about technology and purpose. Don't just scroll, reflect. Ask yourself, am I leading my tools or are my tools leading me? Then share this podcast with someone who needs that reminder. Subscribe to Table Talk Podcast, where faith, mindset, and business meet at the table. New episodes every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Terrell Jackson Official at gmail.com if you have questions. You guys be blessed. Talk to you later. Peace.